Beautiful folks, what is up and how are you doing? This is your favorite struggling R&B producer, Valentine, the pluggiest of plugs, and it is still R&B cookups in the fullest of effects. What I got here, y'all already can see it. I got an R&B sample lined up and ready to go. Let me break that baby down for y'all, and y'all can watch me flip that into a crazy beat. Let's get it. Now, before I continue, I got to keep it a stack with y'all though. I am having trouble actually filling the sample, but that has to do with me. I made this sample weeks ago, and every day that passes, you are a different person. Your interests change, and you change as a beat maker, right? So coming back to samples that you made like weeks ago, you may not be feeling them the way you're feeling them. So my tip for y'all is, please, if you make samples, try and finish them, flip them into beats ASAP, because sometimes they just don't hold up anymore. But you know, I also think that there's a challenge in just pushing through and just experimenting with a sample that you got. Maybe I might just be in the wrong. We're gonna see at the end of the video. Let me just play y'all the sample, and I'm gonna just break it down real quick when I'm done. So that sample right here consists of 4 elements. You can already see it. I got a piano, I got a guitar, I got a pad, and I got a vocal sample. 2 vocal samples which I got off of Splice. Now the chord lineup is as follows. Here I got an A sharp minor 9th chord. That goes into an inverted C minor 7 chord. That goes into an inverted F minor 7 chord. Goes into a C dominant 7 chord. Goes back into an inverted F minor 7 chord. That's it. I'm using 4 chords. That's the lineup. Ain't nothing complex about it. So right after that, I started recording my guitar. Then I took out a pad which I had playing almost exactly the same chords with a slight variation. Then I grabbed a vocal sample off of Splice. Now this was all recorded in a different key, so I did pitch it up by 100 semitones. Now, I want to front, y'all know my guitar melodies are still relatively simple, so I played something very simple on the B string, which is this. And I just ran with it throughout the entire beat. So after I was done recording the guitar, for which I'm using Guitar Rig almost exclusively, let me just get me my setup that I use for this beat. This is what I use. Nothing too simple. 1176 emulation, Plex amp, match cabinet. I ran it through EQ, compressor, EQ, chorus, reverb, RC20, and a doubler. Pitched it down. Also took out a lot of the frequencies because I thought it sounded way too thick. That's how I got it to sit in the mix. I think I'm using Analog Lab for the pad that I got. That is essentially it. Nothing too special about it. So this is going to be a lot more faster beat. I like the tempo that I'm sitting at right now, 140 BPM. I hardly come there unless I'm making trap or drill or whatever. So we're going to need some bouncy, trappy kind of drums. So let me go and fix those first. Okay, so I definitely know that I need some bass at one point in time, but I'm gonna do a little bit of sidetracking because there are some details that I want to add. I'm thinking texture loop, I'm thinking percussion loop, and maybe some automation with the pad, play a little bit with the frequencies. I'm gonna get to that bass. I promise you, I'm gonna get to that bass. I've probably said this a million times, but if you're a new viewer, then you just gotta know I'm all about creating ambience in my beat, and a way to do that is textures. And I have a preferred texture, which is this particular rain texture, which comes in Splice. It only costs you 1 credit. The reason why I use textures in my beat is to just add to that ambience. What people usually do, or at least the way I write music, is that I envision scenarios in which I'm listening to the music. And that's why I like textures, because textures add to that situation when I'm envisioning a location, whether it's my bedroom, being in a train, or whatever. And I just happen to associate R&B with rain a lot, because R&B has made a shift from being more inspired by gospel and church to being a lot more melancholic and darker. And I think it's good for the development of R&B that we're shifting in that way, because it gives you a different subject material. And rain is something that I also associate with, melancholy, the entire vibe. So that's why I flock to the rain texture. Percussion loops to me kind of serve the same purpose. Actually, they're mostly just to fill up that background. I like subtle elements in my beat for the sake of having movement in my beats. Little Easter eggs that you're gonna discover if you're really intently listening to the beat. Now, well, with regards to that texture, it's kind of bright. So usually I just pitch it down. I send it to a send, and there I just process it. I usually filter out a little bit of the frequencies. Oh my God! Hey, while you're watching this, please, ladies and gentlemen, for the sake of having order in your workflow, make sure to name all your mixer channels. Please do. One thing that I really just want to share with y'all is that I really feel that I've, at this point, really developed my own sauce, my own style that I'm so comfortable with. Um, I think I think that if ever I should blow up, and that's the thing about blowing up, you never know when you're gonna blow up, right? But I think that if I would blow up now, that I would have enough sauce in my beats, enough own tricks and techniques that I like to use to distinguish myself from the other amazing R&B producers that's out right now. And that makes me happy that I've developed my own style. So how about that bass line that I've been talking about, right? So we are back with trusty old Reactor 6 using my trusty old patch that is almost, oh, that baby's about 2 years old right now. It's about to turn 3 real soon. But wow, this Reactor, man, you deserve a medal of honor. I'm for real. I'm for real. So let's lay down that bass line. So my bass line is right here. Super, super, super duper simple. It sounds like this. But I need that baby to have a bit more grit. I need it to have a bit more crunch. And as you can already see, I've got Devil Lock by Soundtoys open here. It's an audio level destroyer. It's basically a distortion plugin on steroids, on HDH, on steroids again. So I'm gonna slap that onto my bass, turn down this little volume knob, and then do. And I might just take out just a little. All right, so for my final trick, there's more automation. So on the guitar track, I have an insert which has Waves' vocal doubler, which I use for my format shifting, down pitching kind of effect, that underworld effect, right? So what I did, I hit this button, right? And then I went to multi-link to controllers because I needed to be able to create an automation effect. So at certain intervals, the doubler is going to be on. Basically, the main voice is going to be on, and at certain points, it's going to be off. So that means that sometimes you'll be hearing this. And at some points, you're going to be hearing. And I'll be alternating between the two in this dope ass beat. So beautiful folks, I hope y'all enjoyed watching me cook up this beat. I gotta say, even though I wasn't feeling the sample, I am super proud of this beat. I managed to stick the landing and get me a dope Valentine to plug beat. I hope that you were entertained, informed, or whatever by this video. I at least hope that this compels you to come back and watch the next videos, because I have planning to release some fire for y'all. Either way, thank y'all for watching the vid, man. Y'all be easy. Have a good one. I'm going to see you in the next. Peace.